solar is ground zero for consumer fraud right now. And I don't know if it's ground zero for all fraud, but I'm alarmed and astonished to discover again and again and again what's coming up, across the nation right now, like where it is being exposed that bad actors and people have been like fraudulent.
Yeah.
In 40, 50, 60, 80, $100,000 purchases. This is not small potatoes. It's never good.
Yeah.
Stealing a candy bar is not good, but you're messing around with that big of a purchase, and it's unacceptable.
What's interesting is you and I both feel that way. We don't think that anybody should be selling the wrong way. Like, that's not what we stand for. But the article makes it sound like that's the entire industry.
Oh, I got beef with the article for that reason.
So the number that stood out to me the most, that you saw me do the math on it like 15 times, is they say there were 6.4 gigawatts sold of small system solar, so rooftop solar.
Yep.
You divide that by an average kilowatt size. Let's be generous and call it 10.
Yeah, so it's
much smaller.
Approximately 600,000 customers.
680,000 customers. Yep. The total number of complaints in 2022 through the report fraud at government was 70. So that means, like, the article is saying the entire industry is bad. People do this all the time. The reality is, in 2022 at least, it was only 1 out of every 8,857 installed customers that complained. And only about, anywhere from 50 to 60 of what gets sold, 70%.
1 out of 9,000, basically?
1 out of 9,000.
1 out of 9,000.
But then you've got how many were sold, how many were approached, how many filled out the like, if you take all of the positions where a human being could have been touched by a solar salesman, like,
generally speaking, 50% of people buy, 50% don't when they're presented. So there's another 9,000 people.
Yeah, so it's 1 out of 20,000 people who bought or sat down and learned about it had a problem with it. One is too many. So, like, our passion
It shouldn't happen
this
at
shouldn't
all.
happen at all. It shouldn't freaking happen. And the article is like, this is happening everywhere. It's like, no, there are some people and some companies.
It's happening too much, and it's happening more than 70 times.
Yes.
Also, it's just only being reported at that level 70 times.
Yes.
So it's not like that's the only amount of time, but there's just such rapid growth in the solar space because we're on